from the trip. I'd like to confirm a quote.
Getting around in 2 hours.
You can my deadline. How much money was involved? Was it over $1,000? Was it over $10,000?
Do you think we can get somewhere today? I'm tired of staring at your ugly puss.
Likewise, Charlie.
Look, we all know in 10 years pay stub will be obsolete. Newspapers will be composed by computer, and there's nothing you or I can do about it.
That's your scenario, not mine.
Come on, Jim. Change is inevitable. What are you going to do?
Protect my people.
What are you guys doing up there? Call this a layout? I call it a catastrophe. You've got 10 lines in all the set. Jump it to where, Catalina? No, not enough room. Okay, fine. Cut the last graft.
Charlie, when you say automate, you're saying put 200 people out of work. 200 families in jeopardy, just like that.
It won't be 200 jobs.
If we lose one job to one machine, that's one job too many.
You know, machines create jobs in the long run.
In the long run, maybe. In the short run, we starve.
Look, how many men do we really need per shift?
25.
I only see 11.
It's always been 25, Charlie. That's what we need to get the job done.
It's overmanning, Jim. One of the reasons this business is in a crunch. You want to see this paper healthy? Give us the new graphics, terminals, and pagination.
Get back to pagination. You want to automate us to death.
Anybody want some sour balls? There's some good hard candy here.
What do you want to do, Charlie? Knock some men out of some jobs? Save the paper a few bucks?
I want to save the paper, period. That means saving all our jobs. Newsprint alone has gone up 12%.
Cost of living's gone up 20.
Mrs. Pinchon is aware of that.
I don't think she's sympathetic. I think she wants to bust this union.
All she wants is a fair contract.
Sure she does.
Why did she hire Bart Franklin?
He's an advisor.
He's a hatchet man. I can't take a contract back to my membership to cause for any further automation. We might as well be signing our death warrant.
I've got 2 witnesses who saw deputies beat up a guy in a drunk tank with flashlights.
How good are the witnesses?
Old man from Compton, high-rolling coke dealer from Santa Barbara, both booked for drunk driving.
Can we use their names?
I don't know. They said they saw the guy being hit in the shoulder and the groin, like they were being careful to avoid the face.
Police beating with flashlights.
Good story. If you can get some witnesses' names.
How much do we need to go with it?
Oh, the victim's name for a start. Otherwise, all we've got is somebody says they saw something.
They don't know his name.
Check the medical records at the jail. Go easy, Rossi. Work the story from the edges. Don't confront him or you'll lose it.
Of course.
What's wrong?
Negotiation.
Well, whenever I think about it, I get this choking feeling.
It'd be okay if it was just us.
Isn't it?
No. Mrs. Pinchon has brought in this business school hotshot, Bart Franklin.
Thought you said he was bright.
He is, but he scares me. Not very long on compassion.
Well, that's reassuring.
I had the same situation at the London Times. Wanted to automate, unions wouldn't allow him. It was bitter.
I know.
No, I'm nervous enough as it is.
Well, have courage. You're doing the right thing. It's getting harder every day to get into the housing market.
You made the offer?
Yeah, now I'm afraid they're going to accept it.
See you guys at the union meeting tonight?
I got tickets to the basketball game.
Me too.
Okay.
They convinced me to go. I've never seen a Lakers game before.
Oh, I see. That's nice. It's nice. You know, you should be involved in your own union.
I've tried. But all you get is a bunch of cronies sounding off about the good old days. Nothing ever gets done.
I reminded you about this last week.
I remember, Rossi.
Actually, Billy's right. Our future is being decided by a bunch of loudmouths who love to make speeches just to hear themselves talk.
I'm going to feel better just knowing you're there, Rossi.
Thanks for the support.
How long would it take your computer to produce this page of classifieds?
1 minute.
At that rate, you guys could run out of copy.
You have a point, Mr. Franklin. The old linotypers could set a few characters per second in lead. With phototypesetting, they could do maybe 60. Our computers can generate 9,000 characters per second.
Great. But who can read that fast?
Right now, the only step in newspaper production still being done by hand is paste up. It's highly labor-intensive.
Which brings us to pagination.
Say, this guy should be working for me. This is pagination. The ability of the computer to do paste up, send the completed page directly to the presses.
It's marvelous. Now all we need is a way to automate writers.
It's coming.
I can't wait.
You say these graphics terminals would be installed in the newsroom. Well, who would operate them?
Editors and reporters. You just need a small staff down in composing.
When do reporters get to go out and cover the news?
He's got this computer on roller skates and complains about its assignments.
Why should the reporters have to run the new computers? We don't want to do the printers' jobs.
Can I ask a question before we go on?
Oh, wait a minute, I'm not through.
What's the story with the pressmen? Are they with us or not?
I'm sorry to say the pressmen have voted to observe their contract, which means in the event of a strike, the presses will still run.
Great.
But the drivers will be with us, am I right?
Hey, you're right, Tim. Let them print all the papers they want. Where are they going to get to deliver them, huh?
Hold it, I still have the floor here. Now look, if the printers lose their jurisdiction, the reporters are going to take it in the shorts. We're going to be the ones doing the layouts on those terminals. So be aware, writers, because you're not going to be writers anymore. You're going to be computer typists, technicians. So that's why we in editorial are going to stand shoulder to shoulder with the printers in their struggle to keep further automation from this newspaper.
Thank you, Ivy. All right. Okay, here's Jim Bronsky, president of the Printers Union.
We're in a dismal situation here. We've been working 3 months in good faith without a contract. It's obvious to us the Tribune is determined to automate. A loss of 200 jobs is unacceptable. We are prepared to go out on strike, and what we want to know is, are you with us?
Joe Rossi, editorial. Have some questions. First of all, how come we never get to hear management's side of the story? How big is the strike fund, and can we afford to go out?
It's time to vote, Joe.
Yeah, I would just like to have some discussion.
Discussions? We've had discussions for weeks. Where have you been? Look, it's time for a count. How many would support the printers if they decided to strike?
Yay! How you coming with that police beating?
Just got off the phone with a guy from Compton. He's too scared to let us use his name.
I don't want this to get away from us.
I got another lead. Seems there have been other incidents like this in the same drunk tank. That narrows it down.
Keep on, let me know.
How was the ball game?
Oh, it was real good. 2 technical fouls. Kareem got 26 points. There was a popcorn fight in the stands. What more could you ask for?
Last night, the union voted to walk if the printers did.
That's pretty stupid.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Nobody up here wants to go out on strike.
Well, I sure don't. You know, maybe if you'd been there, you could have argued with him. Maybe if anybody from here had been there.
Maybe.
You know, you get so concerned about things that happen everywhere else. Political prisoners, the boat people, the hostages. But when it comes to something that affects your own life, You take some buddies and you go out to a ball game.
I'm sorry you're so upset, Russ. We should have invited you.
Who cares about that?
You don't understand. It was wristband night.
Oh, forget it.
I didn't know the numbers were this bad.
This newspaper will be in the red in 1 year. Unless we do something about it now.
And you think this new computer system will solve it?
It's a logical solution, yes. Eliminate 200 jobs at $30,000 per year. That's $6 million. Pagination costs $5 million before we negotiate the price, of course. So, obviously, the system does pay for itself in 1 year.
It's not much fun, is it? Some of those workers have been with us for 30 years. Matthew hired some of them personally.
When you own something, you run it.
You're new here, Bart. Maybe you don't understand. This is a family-owned company. I mean, there's a lot of feeling for the pinch-ons among the older workers.
Well, that's fine. But we do have to stay in business.
Yes. But it's clear no newspaper can survive in this market without automation. You can't compete.
The printers won't budge on this now, Mrs. Pinchon.
It'll only be harder next year.
Well, there may not be a next year. We've got to go ahead now. But I want to be completely fair about this. We will retrain any printer who wants to stay on to run these computer terminals. And as a first step, we'll arrange to give classes in the building.
Of course. I'll have notices of the classes printed up and distributed.
Continue in a moment here on A&E.
Classes in composing. What for?
To foster management skills.
The theory is an editor should be able to perform all phases of the operation, including paste up.
How come we never had to learn paste up before?
Well, before we weren't threatened by a printer's strike and didn't need the capability of producing the paper ourselves.
Oh, that's different. Now we're talking about crossing a picket line.
Sure looks that way.
Sorry, not me. I'm no scab.
That's right, you're not. You're management.
We're trying to avoid a strike, Mr. Grant, but we must be prepared. If this paper goes under, nobody has a job. Chow time, Max.
Well, that's why I'd like to hire those people from Phoenix. They can supply a complete newspaper team, from truck drivers to reporters, who can produce the paper for you, indefinitely.
Professional strike breakers. They even bring in their own goon squads to bash heads.
Bring in scabs and you invite violence. Out of the question, Mr. Franklin. We'll put out the paper ourselves.
All right. But your union truck drivers will walk out with the printers. They have a reciprocal strike deal.
All right. We'll hire the independent truckers, but that's all.
Oh, could we discuss contingencies? Now, in my experience, the most vandalism occurs just after the walkout. Now, we'll need security throughout the building.
Wait a minute. Vandalism? By our own people?
I don't see that happening.
No, you're being naive. The union's objective is to shut this paper down any way it can.
I think we'd all feel better if you'd lighten up on the melodrama.
During the Washington Post strike, presses were destroyed, a foreman was grabbed, a screwdriver held to his neck, and he was beaten up by his own men. Maybe you could start taking this seriously.
My pulse. You know what it is? 160.
After you jog, that's not bad.
This is not after I jog. This is in the middle of the night, lying in bed, doing nothing but thinking about this house.
Give yourself a heart attack before the close of escrow.
I mean, granted, the house is out of our reach, but so is everything else on the market, and it's only going to get worse. My monthly payments are going to be insane.
Buyer's remorse. Don't worry. Go away in about 30 years.
Have you seen this union notice? It's really going to happen. Oh, hi, Adam.
Hey, I'm not in your union. I'm not a spy either.
Well, they'll take a strike vote anyway.
I think the printers are right.
It's not economically feasible to keep them on.
Economically feasible. What about people, Art? That's 200 families out in the cold.
We're starting to get some real solidarity here. Can you feel it?
You're kind of like the pep rally before a big game.
This is a pretty big game, you know.
Donovan, hold it. What's wrong? They're management. We're labor. Line is drawn. Don't cross that line.
Sure, joke about it.
Look, Rossi, you're not supposed to be distributing union materials in here.
You gonna give us a hard time? Sorry.
If you have a problem with management, why don't you file a grievance?
No, Lou, no problem.
I want someone to cover those negotiations.
That could be tough. With all this strike talk, nobody wants to do a piece on their own union. Be like working on the side of the newspaper.
We're all working for the newspaper, remember?
I get Sweeney to do it.
Listen, after the union meeting tonight, reporters are gonna caucus at McKenna's.
I don't know.
Why not?
I'm just not a joiner, you know? I don't function well in groups. They make me feel alienated. I withdraw. I become depressed.
In other words, you've got things you'd rather do.
Well, yeah, that too.
Well, things are splitting apart in there. Whether you like it or not, you're gonna have to choose sides, or the sides are gonna choose you.
I've been a union man most of my life, Charlie.
So have I.
Did he say to wax first and then cut, or to cut it to size and then wax it?
Said to wax first, Lou.
Okay. I was chapter chairman on the Free Press. Took them to the mat on some grievance procedures. Management was always the enemy. I feel like a traitor.
I know.
Soda jerks were making more than reporters when I came up, yeah? And the pressmen had to wear long underwear even in summer to keep from getting ink ground into their skin permanently.
Look, it was an important fight, Lou, but it's over. Editorial conditions aren't bad. We're making more money than ever. And we won.
Printer doesn't won.
When we hire them to do a job, we can't guarantee it'll be there forever. I mean, some of those guys will be the first to criticize the welfare system, but isn't that what they want? Guaranteed jobs for life?
So you think this automation is right?
I think it's going to happen no matter what I think.
But if you could decide...
It'll be better for the paper.
You wouldn't have said that 10 years ago.
Maybe I've become more realistic.
Maybe you've changed. Hi, Lou. Hi, Gus. How's Scab School? Oh, come on, Gus. Give me a break. I didn't pick this one. Neither did I. But I know what side I'm on. I have to stay in. It's in my contract. You know how long I've been a printer with the Tribune? 24 years. No kidding. I was a rookie. I couldn't have been here more than 2 weeks when Matthew Pinchon came down on a tour of the composing room. He found out my mother had been pretty sick. So he says, go home, kid. Take a week off. For a man as good as you, there'll always be a job. Yeah, well, Matthew Pinchon's gone, and so are the days when a company could be run like that. Everything's changed. They're dumping us for a bunch of machines. Gus, I understand how you feel. I just hope everybody understands one thing. If it keeps going like it is, nobody's going to make it through, not even the paper itself. This could be the one that sinks the Trib.
You've heard the Tribune's counteroffer. Since they're determined not to execute a reasonable contract, the Printers Union is gathered here tonight to take a strike authorization vote.
Does that mean the reporters don't get to vote?
The union already voted to support the printers. If they vote to strike, we strike.
If the Tribune does not accept our contract as it is right now with no amendments, by midnight Thursday, the Printers Union will go on strike. All in favor? Aye. Keep your hands up, please. This is a count.
That's it.
This is just theatrics, right? At the stroke of 12, they'll reach an agreement.
Maybe.
I never know what to wear on a picket line.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E.
After the strike deadline, and they're still talking. Must mean something.
I was hoping it was a good sign.
Billy,
Yeah, Lou.
I just got a call from Sacramento. The legislature's trying to push through the emissions control bill before the recess. Give me an impact piece. Pro and con.
That's a big issue.
I know. Start now. I want it for Sunday.
If there is a Sunday.
We can play tough, too. Keep threatening, Bart.
Gentlemen, please, cool it.
I think we've come a long way since midnight.
A lot farther than I would have gone.
Let's not throw it all away.
We have agreed to improve the pension plan by 1.5 points each year over the next 3 years.
Yes, that's important. But my people are still concerned about job security.
Mr. Bronsky, we've been over that.
I can't take this back to my membership. They won't buy it, and I won't sell it.
The time pressure's what's killing us. We're all exhausted. Can't think straight. What do you say we extend the deadline?
Nobody wants to escalate this, Jim.
Lou? Lou, I got it.
What?
The witness of the police beating is going to let us use his name.
What made him change his mind?
Turns out his brother-in-law's a retired cop. Cop said the whole thing made him sick, and if Milburn didn't report it, the cop would.
Can we use that, the brother-in-law?
He said yes.
I'll put it on the budget for page 1. When can I see it?
I don't know. He didn't slam the door. Is that a good sign?
Editorial.
That's it.
Right now?
Now.
We're on strike. Jeez.
I still want that story.
Sorry, Lou.
Just leave your notes on file. What's his slug?
I just purged it. The story's gone.
Then I suggest you get your butt out of here.
Editorial.
Right here. Here it is.
Okay, out for picket duty, huh? We need your bodies. Who's a morning person? We gotta be out in the streets by 7 a.m. Come on, sign up.
Animal, am I glad I found you. We're putting together a strike newsletter for the membership. We need a photo editor.
Lisa would be good.
Donovan, great, you're here. Sign up over there. Here's a list of strike breakers. You stayed inside.
Lists like this make me nervous.
Let me see that. Gretchen Howard. Expected that. Rosenthal. Lou Grant.
He's an editor. You have to stay in.
Adam Wilson didn't have to. No, he's not a member of the union. He had the choice of going out with us.
Adam must have had his reasons.
Hey, I don't care about his reasons. A scab is a scab.
I'm sure it wasn't easy for him.
Look, my friend, you and I are sticking our necks out while he's inside getting paid. Now, when we win the strike, he's going to get the same benefits as we do. We're going to nail people like that.
Sorry I'm late. I was checking the presses out. Everything's okay down there.
Good. There has been no sabotage.
Nothing important, just the freight elevator.
Oh, dear. How long will that take to repair?
As soon as someone figures out a way to get a forklift out of the elevator shaft.
Oh, my Lord.
What did they do? Drive it in?
What happened, Bart? Wasn't anyone assigned to secure the elevators?
Well, obviously, we do need some more security people. And also, I would like more soap in the bathrooms, some food, and blankets and cots.
You expecting an earthquake?
No, but we'll be doubling and even tripling up on jobs. So chances are we might have to spend a few nights here.
No, count me out.
I know it'll be a big struggle, gentlemen, but believe me, the opportunity will be worth it.
Opportunity for what?
To solve our labor problems once and for all.
You mean hold out longer than the union? Bust it to hell.
Not at all, Mr. Grant. That is not our aim. Please. Now, let's get to it.
Listen, don't let this guy Franklin get to you. You know, he's just a hired gun.
Yeah, I know. He'll move on and we'll be left with the pieces. Well, this is lousy, isn't it?
Well, it'll be over in a few days.
I don't know if I'll be able to go through that picket line every day. It's going to be tough. Why'd you stay here?
Personal reasons. I had to. I really didn't see that I had any choice.
Hi, Phil. Mary. Hi, Ted.
Hello.
Hi.
Jeez, you guys are having all the fun out here.
You want to join us for a couple of laps before you go in?
Next time.
Hey, where's those shoulder-to-shoulder Norris? Hey, where is that fullback? Haven't seen her on the line yet.
Oh, didn't you hear? Ivy took another job.
She what? Where?
Long Beach paper.
And she wanted to nail Adam Wilson. I'd like to nail her ample behind.
Hey, Animal.
Hiya, Gus.
Get around the back. The scabs will be driving and we want their pictures.
What for?
Psychological warfare makes them nervous. It doesn't even matter if you got any film.
How can you take this seriously?
You get a 2-week vacation? The company pay your medical bills? Where do you think that came from? The goodness of Mrs. Pinchon's heart?
They're benefits, aren't they? They come with a job.
Yeah, but nobody gave them to us. The unions had to fight for them. You're like my kids. They take everything for granted, too. Here they come.
What do you do when the photo
copy machine says call key operator.
Call the key operator.
Well, where is she?
She's on strike. Try the machine on the 8th floor.
I was just up there.
City desk.
Where's the drug bust story?
Coming.
How long is it?
Don't know yet. Adam hasn't finished.
I don't think it's gonna fit in this little square I have here. It doesn't even look like a square.
Lay it in sideways. Nobody will notice.
Oh, no.
What's the matter?
I just dropped the president of France.
Slippery kind of guy.
Oh, dead.
Charlie, what does the front page look like? I'm picturing something like a crazy quilt.
Lou, I think I gotta get another president. I stepped on this one. Gosh.
Hey, Lou. Look at this.
I'll never do it that way.
Use a brick, you dummies.
Boy, the fun has gone out of this strike real fast.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E. Lou Grant.
Hey, how do you feel?
They haven't invented a term. You're sounding chipper today.
You know, I think we made page 1 look pretty good, considering all that stuff was off the wires.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, the whole paper was good. 24 good little pages.
Do you think anyone out there gives a damn?
Sure they do. When they open that door in the morning and the Tribune's there like it's always been, they care. It means something.
I wonder.
You know that little talk we had when we were taking that class in pay stuff and you kind of felt that I'd maybe...
Oh, no, Charlie, that's not what I meant.
No. Listen. See, it made me ask myself, why am I so gung-ho about staying in and putting out the paper?
Okay. Why are you?
I guess I've got this old-fashioned loyalty to the printed word. See, it's powerful, and it's vital to the expression of human thought. Now, the printed word is in danger in this country, and I believe it's got to be saved. Too many newspapers have been killed by strikes.
Isn't this a sophisticated way to solve a problem between people? Walk in a circle and carry a sign. These throwing spears? Just barely.
You gotta have a picket line to maintain visibility. Psychological pressure.
What are they doing up there? Why can't they come to an agreement?
The Trib's holding things up. They were gonna want to get rid of all the printers.
Well, that's just what our leadership tells us.
It's true. They can outlast us. They're still putting out a paper. We're on the street grinding ourselves into the pavement.
Got to be in trouble. The ads are drying up.
Are you kidding? They're making more money with us off the paper.
Yes? What is it?
I'm all right. I just want to rest a minute.
Hey! Come. Somebody get the paramedics! Get going, please! Oh, God. Help. Did somebody go for help?
Yeah, it's on its way.
Hello, I'm calling for the striking membership of the Los Angeles Tribune.
Is this the
We're asking you
advertising
to
manager?
cancel your subscription.
Yes. I'm calling from the Tribune, and
You have?
we're asking you to cancel your ads.
You're a union man. I'm glad
Yes.
to hear it.
Well, we're on strike, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. Thank you. You know, this is crazy. For years, I've been trying to get people to read the Trib. Now we're trying to get them to stop.
Did you see today's paper? No features, no late sports. It's all wire service.
So we're making the Trib look lousy. I don't think that's cause for celebration.
I just think of the guys who are losing their jobs. The Tribune is just a corporation.
What are you doing, revisiting the 60s?
Yeah, it feels like the 60s. I mean, all of a sudden, we're involved in a cause, and we're closer to people. We're fighting a good fight. Gives you a good feeling, doesn't it?
I've got a problem here. I've got 2 incidents of police beatings in the drunk tank and nowhere to print the damn story.
Give it to the Times.
I couldn't do that.
Okay.
Still, it's an important story. It ought to get out.
Pick the small, struggling paper of your choice. Put them on the map.
That's a great idea. Who do I want to owe me one? Hey, Emma, how you doing?
Printer. Gus Murray, night foreman. He just died.
Out there on the line?
Oh, God.
He had a heart attack. They said he had a couple before. He was out there every day in the smog, walking the damn line.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right.
That makes me feel sick.
This just happened just like that?
You push people and push them, hold out, play games. What do they expect?
The bastards.
How many miles do you suppose we've logged?
In 3 weeks, a lot. Art, you made fun of this in the beginning, but you hung in.
Don't let this tough interior fool you.
How come?
Blind, oafish loyalty. I've always been good at marching.
Accepted the principle of automation.
They've got a pretty good package. I mean, each man displaced by technology gets a $20,000 buyout.
That's swell for the young guys who can learn new jobs or the guys old enough to retire. But what about the men in between? It's tough to start over.
Those who remain with the newspaper will be retrained.
And we've sweetened the pension plan and profit sharing.
It's not sweet enough or they would have settled.
Well, we don't want to give away the store.
What the hell are you waiting for? Somebody else to drop dead?
That was not necessary.
The man who died out there was a friend. It happened on the picket line. Doesn't that tell you something, Franklin?
That's enough, Mr. Grant.
It sure as hell tells me something. You want to push this as far as you can. You were never bargaining in good faith, were you? You've got your own private game. And I feel like a fool.
Lou Grant will continue in a moment here on A&E. To Lou Grant.
Charlie Hume, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
This is the South Gate. Some reporters are on their way up to clean out their desks.
Okay, thanks.
Let me know if there's any trouble.
Well, at least you kept the place up.
You know, the janitors went out, too.
How can anybody tell?
You mind if I get some stuff out of my desk?
I didn't touch a thing.
Look at him. Just don't talk to me, okay?
Oh, come on.
No, I mean it.
What is this, another union rule?
No, it's my rule from now on.
You could have gone with us and you didn't. A lot of people aren't going to forget.
I had to, Rossi. I'm not in the union. I just couldn't do that to my family.
Right.
You're single. You don't have any responsibilities. You have no right to judge me.
I do, Adam. I do.
You got the keys to Billy's desk?
Sure. Where's Billy?
She got hurt.
She did? What happened?
She was on the line. Somebody threw something and hit her in the head.
Is she okay?
I hope so. Took her to the hospital, and now she's home.
I hope you understand this, Charlie. For over 3 weeks, I've been waking up, looking in the mirror and thinking, who is that jerk?
So, what do you mean?
It means it's gotten more and more difficult for me to stay in, and I'm not going to do it any longer.
Lou, we've got to keep the paper going.
Yeah, I bought that for a while, but the price is too high. It's tearing me apart. I've got too many friends out there.
So you're leaving me alone here, holding the Alamo. How am I supposed to feel?
Then at least you're not friends with a jerk.
Doing?
It's a nice day. Thought I'd take a walk.
Make sure they know we want to get this thing sewn up.
I will.
I mean it, Mr. Franklin.
Yes, Mrs. Pynchon.
What's your answer on room manning?
We have come up to 12.
We come down to 20.
That's a joke.
I appreciate you pointing out when I'm being funny.
Well, we have all the time in the world. As I've told you before, Bronsky, we are prepared to keep on publishing this newspaper for 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years.
What are we sitting here for?
We are not prepared to keep publishing. We are prepared to settle.
Excuse me a moment, gentlemen. Could we take a moment to talk,
No,
please?
we cannot. Mr. Bronsky, I want to know what we need to settle this negotiation right now.
What we stated in our latest counteroffer, the 3 weeks vacation with men with seniority, you have it there in front of you.
Fine, fine. We accept that.
Mrs. Pynchon, please.
Now, this is what we need from you. I want 12 men per shift. That is the realistic number. Anything over that is blatant featherbedding. Now, what can you do?
We'll come down to 18.
Mr. Bronsky, let's put this thing to bed.
Mrs. Pynchon, we've made concessions. What about you?
14.
Impossible.
With you at 18 and us at 14, I sense there is a number on which we can both agree.
Mrs. Pynchon, please, come in.
$16.
16.
We have a deal.
We have a deal. Thank God. Now, let's see if we can get these floors mopped around here.
Pleasure.
Are you disappointed, Mr. Franklin?
Yes. And I think you'll regret it later. You know, if you had held out just another week, you could have crushed them.
That was not my goal.
I came by to see how you were.
Getting better.
How's your arm?
Well, I have a broken wrist. The doctor says I have to keep this on for a little while.
When does he think you'll be able to come back to work?
I can come back in a day or two. I'm not really that anxious to come back.
Billy, it's over. You can read, can't you?
The Skibo Murders. How did you know that I like reading trashy mystery novels?
How can I help it? I work with you 9 hours a day.
That's right. Come on in.
He's one of the most beloved and most controversial sports heroes in America today.
From the football field to the courtroom, we'll explore the tumultuous life of O.J. Simpson tonight on an all-new biography.
And now Columbo takes a cruise, but finds a mystery aboard. Peter Falk combs the decks for a clever killer, next on A&E.